Om Namo Venkatesaya. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavathanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashanteye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanideye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Tismarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchate Namastasmi Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Lakshmi Nata Samarambam Nate Amana Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayiniim Ambatvamanusandatami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Namo Venkatesaya. My pranams everybody. So we have been looking at chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, where Bhagavan was talking about the 7 types of devotees, the 4 types of devotees. Artho, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani. These are the 4 people. Then finally he said that among the 4 types of all of them are Udaraha. All of them are giving me the chance to fulfill their desires, and in that sense they are all Udara, benevolent people. Among them, of course, Jnani is the greatest person because he is ever united with me, and Aham Sacha Mama Priya. That means he is close to me and I am close to him. That's what it says. Then he said that the vision of the Jnani will be Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapatyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So he's have the vision of seeing the Vasudeva everywhere, because he's looking at the substance and therefore he's able to see Vasudeva everywhere. And that kind of a person is very difficult for one to get. Then sloka number 20, last we saw, Kamestaitir Kritagnyanaha Prapadyante Anya Devataha Tam Tam Niyam Astaya Prakritya Niyata Swaya. That means people who want to fulfill their various desires, they go to different devatas, Agni, Varuna, Indra, and so on, and perform the various kind of the procedures, and then the niyamas, that is the injunctions that they are supposed to follow, they follow that. And then whatever they want to do it with the Shraddha, that means with faith. And I am the person who is making them Achalam Shraddham Tameva Vidatamyam. That means I am the person who is going to give that, this making their, the Shraddha very unwavering. That means very firm Shraddha that comes only from me. So let me start with 21. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architam ichyati tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidatamyam. That means a person who wants to worship the Anya Devatas other than Bhagavan, those people, yaha yam tanum bhakta, that means they become devotees of that respective deity. Shraddhaya architam ichyati. That means they want to worship that particular deity with Shraddha. That means with a lot of faith he wants to worship those kind of devotees. That is their icha, that means that their desire. So Bhagavan says all this unwavering faith comes from me only. So tasya achalam shraddham. Tasya there. Achala means unshakable. Chala means moving. Achala means unshakable. Unshakable faith. Shraddha means that unshakable faith of those devotees in that particular deity which they are worshipping. Tameva, all those things. Vidadami aham. That means I am only giving that, this unwavering faith in them. So that is what it says. Bhagavan says, although they are worshipping different deities and they want to worship with great devotion and faith, that unshakable faith comes from me only. That's what Bhagavan says. We have this famous shloka, which we have that Akashat Patitam Toyam Yada Gacchati Sagaram Sarvadeva Namaskaraha Kesavam Pratigacchati. That means just as the water droplet which falls from the sky, from the cloud, ultimately reaches the ocean. All this water ultimately reaches the ocean. Like that, whatever, the Sarvadeva Namaskaraha, whatever worship people are doing to different deities, ultimately goes to Kesava. So Kesava is the ultimate controller. He is the supreme commander of this entire universe, and therefore everything ultimately reaches him. That's what Bhagavan says. Now coming to sloka number 22. Sa taya shraddhaya yuktaha. That means that person whoever is worshipping the different deities is united with that, unwavering faith that Bhagavan has given. Sataya shraddhaya yukta tasya aradhanam ihate. That means he's performing the worship of that particular deity. That is what he wants to do that. Labateja tatakaman. So thereafter, once he does with this unwavering faith, he gets whatever, he gets all these desires gets fulfilled by that particular deity. Labateja satakaman. Mayeva vihitam. Maya eva vihitan hitan. That means all these things are only bestowed by me to that particular deity. It is like in an office, there's the boss, he's the owner. Then he has appointed several managers, some production manager, this HR manager, finance manager, all those things, maintenance manager, different managers are there, and people are working under these different managers. So these people, do with a lot of do this work but sincerely well. That particular boss and that particular respective manager is pleased with that person, and therefore he recommends increments or promotion, whatever it is. So that means this particular person is very much keen on with doing it with affection, with Shraddha, that particular job. But then ultimately, the final decision comes from the owner only. The owner only says, yes, he can be promoted, he can be given, this increment, all those things. So like that, Bhagavan is saying, whatever these devotees, each devotees worship different gods, because all the gods are under the, we saw that Vishnu Sahasranam also in this Palashruti, subsequently in the later part of Palashruti, we start, Devchandra, Kanachatra, Kamdishobur, Mahodadi, Vasudevasya Virana, Vidatani Samat. So everything comes from Vasudeva only, everything is under the control of Vasudeva. So like that, all these gods, whether it is Agni, Varuna, Indra, whosoever it is, people worship. Ultimately, their powers are given only by Bhagavan. The powers, in fact, they are vested with the powers only by Bhagavan, and therefore through the powers given by Bhagavan only, they are fulfilling their desires. The power to fulfill the desires arises from Bhagavan only, and that's why he says, Labhatecha tatak kaman maye vihitansu. All these things are fulfilled through me only. That's what Bhagavan says. All the bestowed on me, bestowed by Bhagavan only. That's what he says. Let's go to sloka number 23.
Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi.
So here he's talking about all these fruits are only temporary. Whatever they worship with the different gods. Antavattu palam tesham. That is perishable. Antavattu, perishable palam. Palam is fruits. Perishable fruits, tesham, all these things. Tad bhavati alphamedasam. All these people are with little, not great intelligence, only very, very, very little. Alphamedasam means, alpha means very little intelligence. People who have this very limited intelligence go to different gods and then pray to them and get their fruits fulfilled. And then fruits are also not permanent. They are only perishable. Whatever you get in this Laukikam, when this world is only perishable. Even the body with which we are born in this world, ultimately we are going to leave this body itself. So nothing we can take from this loka except our own karmas as well as our papa punya karma. These are the only thing, and also for our deep-rooted desires. These are the only two things that come along with us when we leave this body. So they are part of the resident in that mind. Along with the mind, we leave this body, subtle body. The gross body perishes, and therefore only those things you carry with us. You don't carry anything other than that, including this physical body. You can't carry even whatever money that you get in this. You can't. You can't carry even a single rupee into this other world. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. For example, supposing if you are in India, you want to go to United States. You go to United States and go to a shop and then want to buy something, and then you give Indian rupee. It is of no value there. Indian rupee, they just it's like another piece of paper. That's what it is. So you got to convert this Indian rupee into a dollar, US dollar, and then go there. Then you can spend that money. So only currency in that country is only dollar. Similarly, when you go to other lokas, the other lokas, all this, this your money or wealth or physical body is of no use. What is of use to them is only the papa punyas. If you got punya karmas, then Indra will allow you to enjoy in this, in this Swarga loka. Or if you got a papa karma, then you got to Naraka and then complete your, the actions to be exhausted. So like that, Bhagavan is saying, Antavattu palam tesham tadbhavat alpamedasam. All this very, this less intelligent people, they go after this kind of what do you call the fruits which are temporary. Devan devayajo yanti. That means ultimately, whosoever they worship, ultimately they go to that particular lokas only. Madbhakta yanti mats. Only my bhaktas will come to me only. So madbhakta yanti mamapi. So that is what Bhagavan is giving assurance. So whosoever is the bhakta, supposing if somebody is worshipping Indra, ultimately will be thinking of Indra and therefore ultimately reach the Indra loka. Similarly, somebody is, doing this bhuta peta. Some people do this occult power. They got this, they worship this bhuta peta, pisasas, and they will ultimately go to those kind of lokas only. So somebody are very keen on pitru loka. So they perform their rites of their, their ancestors very well. Because everybody has to perform, but with fruits of getting the benefits of performing these various tarpanas and other things, they go to Pitraloka. Somebody go to Chandraloka. So whosoever deity you worship and you are fond of them, you ultimately go to that loka. And unfortunately, you cannot stay permanently in that loka. Whenever your punya karmas get depleted, Bhagavan, you'll see this chapter 8, we'll talk about that. Bhagavan is saying that Chine punye bhaktalokam vishanti. That means once the punya karmas are exhausted, they have to come back to this world only. That's what Bhagavan says. So all these demigods, whosoever they worship, they ultimately go to their lokas, and of course, it's only temporary fruits, they come back. Madbhakta yanti mamapi. That means only my own devotees come to me only. That's what he said. Bhagavan is talking. Ultimately, he's saying that if you want moksha, you'll have to worship me only. That's what Bhagavan is indirectly indicating here. Madbhakta yanti mamapi. He's giving that assurance. My bhakta will ultimately reach me only. That's what he said. Let's move on to sloka number 24.
Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayah param bhavamajanantah mamavyamanutamam.
So Bhagavan is saying, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Manyante Mam Abuddhaya. Abuddhaya means not intelligent people. Buddhaya means intelligent people. Non-intelligent people, what do they think me? Mam Manyate, they think of me what? Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam. So that means I am the Avyakta. That means I am non-manifested. But they think me to be manifested. That is, they think me to be existing in this, this whatever body that I have taken now. That is only for the purpose of this avatara karya. But they think me to be only containing in this, this body that I am possessing. Then Parambhavam Ajanantah. So they don't know about the Parambhavam means that is Bhagavan's inner nature of Sachidananda Swarupa and the various qualities of Bhagavan. They don't know about it. Parambhavam Ajanantah. Mam Avyayam Anuttamam. That means I am Avyayam means I am immutable and I am Anuttamam. There is nobody beyond me. I am the ultimate. Bhagavan we saw in the same this chapter, 7th sloka, Matta Parataram Nanyate Kinchidastitane. Bhagavan says, there is nobody above me. So Anuttamam says there is nobody who is greater than me. So that means people who have got very less intelligence can consider me being contained in this body with which I have incarnated. But they don't understand that I am the Paramatma, I am immutable, and I am my inner nature of Sachidananda Swarupa. Nobody, these less intelligent people don't know about him, and then may just think me as contained in this particular by this body itself. So we saw that the other example of Duryodhana thought that Krishna can be can be chained, and then he can be arrested. Because when he comes to his place, he just creates a place in this a hollow place in that this Rajya Sabha. When Krishna stands there, he will fall into that this the room below that, and therefore then he can be chained and all those things. So he is thinking Krishna to be contained only this this whatever 6 or 7 feet of height that Bhagavan has got. And then Bhagavan wanted to show that he is not that, and therefore he gave this Vishwarupa Darsana. That means he extended to all these 3 lokas, and then everybody was able to see. So I am not this. You don't think me to contain in this particular body. I am beyond all these things. I can. Then he gave this Vishwarupa Darshanam to all these people. In fact, Bhagavan in Krishna Avatara manifested right from his beginning till the end that he was Paramatma. He has been declaring himself to be Paramatma. Unfortunately, not many people took it, and therefore they were. This Duryodhana and others. In fact, there are certain people like Dhritarashtra knew about it because Bhagavan gave a Divya Chakshu to Dhritarashtra to see his, this Virata Swarupa. Dhritarashtra saw his Virata Swarupa, but then his attachments are so great. That's what most of us have. We also know that Bhagavan is great and all those things, but then our attachment to this, this physical, this loka, the Laukika things is so great that his Putra Pashan was so great. Therefore, he was not able to, control his son, and therefore ask him to follow the path of dharma. So that is what it is. Bhagavan says, people think that I am contained in this, whenever taken an avatar, I am contained in that, but then I am beyond all those things, and I am immutable. I am Paramtat, I am Paramatma, and then all my inner nature of Sachidananda Swarupa. Most of the people, the unintelligent people, don't realize that. That's what Bhagavan says. Let's continue the discussion tomorrow. Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Krishna 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 Krishna.